Welcome back, everyone. I'm Shamim Hossen, and this is part 2 of our journey into mastering self-discipline. In part 1, we explored what self-discipline really is, why it matters, and the 5 core areas where it can transform your life. We learned that self-discipline isn't about perfection or punishment, but about making consistent small adjustments that keep you moving toward your goals. Today, we're taking things to the next level. We'll tackle the most common obstacles that derail even the most motivated among us, and I'll share practical strategies that you can implement immediately. I want to start by sharing a story that perfectly illustrates the power of disciplined effort over time. There's a Japanese martial artist named Masoyama who wanted to become the world's greatest karate master. He retreated to a mountain for 18 months, training alone for 12 hours every single day. He would punch the same tree thousands of times until his knuckles bled. When he returned to society, he became legendary for his feats of strength and skill. Now, I'm not suggesting you need to punch trees until your knuckles bleed, but there's something profound about his approach. He understood that extraordinary results require extraordinary discipline. The question is, what's your equivalent of punching the tree? What's that one consistent action that, if done regularly, would transform your life over time? Remember, self-discipline is not a personality trait you're born with. It's a trainable skill that improves with practice. So let's build on the foundation we created and develop even stronger discipline muscles. Let's start by addressing the 4 horsemen of broken discipline: procrastination, negative self-talk, all-or-nothing thinking, and burnout. First, procrastination. We all do it, but why? Research from the University of Sheffield found that procrastination isn't about laziness, it's about emotion regulation. We delay tasks that trigger negative emotions like boredom, anxiety, or frustration. Let me share a personal example. When I was writing my first book, I found myself cleaning my apartment, checking emails, anything to avoid sitting down to write. It wasn't that I didn't want to write. It was that I feared not meeting my own expectations. Once I recognized this, I could address the real issue. The solution isn't just try harder. It's about making the first step ridiculously small. Don't commit to studying for 3 hours. Commit to opening your textbook. Don't commit to a full workout, commit to putting on your gym clothes. Once you start, momentum often takes over. Another effective technique is the 5-second rule developed by Mel Robbins. When you feel the impulse to do something productive, count down 5-4-3-2-1, then move physically before your brain talks you out of it. This bypasses the overthinking that leads to procrastination. You can also use the Pomodoro technique. Work with complete focus for 25 minutes. Then take a 5-minute break. Even the most discipline-resistant mind can usually commit to just 25 minutes. The second destroyer of discipline is negative self-talk. That critical voice that says, "You always quit," or "You'll never stick with this," becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. Combat this by becoming aware of your inner dialogue. When you catch yourself in negative self-talk, reframe it with questions. Instead of, "I'm so undisciplined," ask, "What's one small step I can take right now?" Instead of, "I always fail at this," try, "What have I learned from previous attempts that can help me succeed this time?" Create a wins journal where you document every small victory in your discipline journey. On tough days, review it to remind yourself of your capability. This creates evidence that contradicts your negative self-talk. Third is the all-or-nothing mindset. This is when you miss one workout and think, "Well, I've ruined my streak, might as well skip the whole week." Or you eat one unhealthy meal and decide, "Diet's ruined, I'll just start over on Monday." This perfectionist thinking is the enemy of real progress. The truth is, consistency matters more than perfection. If you miss a day, get right back on track the next day. In fact, how quickly you recover from a slip-up is actually a better predictor of success than never slipping up at all. Remember this rule. Never miss twice in a row. 1 missed workout is a rest day. 2 missed workouts is the start of a new habit, quitting. Think of discipline like a GPS navigation system. When you take a wrong turn, it doesn't say, "Trip ruined, go home." It simply recalculates from your current position. Adopt this same flexible mindset with your habits. Finally, let's talk about burnout. Many people approach self-discipline like a sprint, pushing themselves to extremes until they crash. True discipline is about sustainability. Build recovery into your systems. Schedule regular breaks. Follow periods of intense focus with genuine rest. Remember that sleep, nutrition, and stress management aren't separate from discipline. They're foundational to it. Consider implementing a rest day in every area of discipline. If you're building a meditation practice, maybe one day a week is just 2 minutes instead of 20. If you're following a diet, perhaps one meal a week is completely free of restrictions. These strategic breaks aren't weaknesses. They're what make long-term discipline possible. Now let's talk about structuring your time for maximum discipline. The most disciplined people don't rely solely on willpower. They create systems that make good decisions easier. Start with time blocking. This means assigning specific blocks of time to specific activities in your calendar. Don't just block time for work tasks. Block time for exercise, meal prep, reading, and even relaxation. What gets scheduled gets done. When deciding what deserves your time, use the Eisenhower matrix. Divide tasks into 4 categories. 1 urgent and important, 2 important but not urgent, 3 urgent but not important, 4 neither urgent nor important. Most people spend too much time on categories 1 and 3, leaving no time for category 2, which is often where the most life-changing activities lie, like exercise, learning, and relationship building. Create strong morning and evening routines. These act as bookends for your day, ensuring you start and end with intentionality rather than reactivity. Your morning routine should set a positive tone and include activities that energize you mentally and physically. Your evening routine should help you wind down and prepare for the next day, perhaps laying out clothes, preparing meals, or reviewing tomorrow's schedule. The beauty of routines is that they reduce decision fatigue. Every decision you make depletes your mental energy. By routinizing important behaviors, you free up that energy for other challenges. You don't decide whether to brush your teeth each night, you just do it. Aim to make other healthy behaviors just as automatic. Even with the best intentions and systems, we all have moments of weakness. That's where accountability comes in. Research from the American Society of Training and Development found that having a specific accountability appointment with someone increases your chance of success by 95%. That's staggering. Find an accountability partner who shares similar goals. Schedule regular check-ins where you both report on your progress and challenges. The key is specificity. Don't just say, "I'll exercise more." Say, "I'll walk for 30 minutes on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and I'll text you when I'm done." For tech-savvy individuals, try apps designed for accountability. Habitica turns your goals into a game where you earn rewards and battle monsters. StickK allows you to put money on the line. If you don't follow through, your money goes to a cause you hate. Nothing motivates like the thought of your hard-earned cash going to support something you strongly disagree with. Document your journey. Daily journaling creates internal accountability. Try these reflection prompts. What went well today with my discipline? Where did I struggle and why? What adjustment can I make tomorrow? For bigger goals, create public commitment. Tell friends what you're working toward, post updates on social media, or join online communities focused on your specific goal. When we make public declarations, our desire to be consistent becomes a powerful motivator. Now for perhaps the most powerful level of self-discipline, identity-based habits. This concept, popularized by James Clear in Atomic Habits, suggests that the most sustainable behavior changes come when they're aligned with your identity. Most people focus on outcome-based habits. I want to lose weight, or I want to save money. Others focus on process-based habits. I need to exercise, or I need to budget. But the strongest approach is identity-based. I am the kind of person who prioritizes health, or I am someone who makes financially responsible decisions. When faced with a choice, ask yourself, what would someone with the identity I want to have do in this situation? This simple question can cut through the mental gymnastics we often use to justify breaking our discipline. Your actions are a vote for the type of person you wish to become. Each time you follow through on a commitment, you're not just accomplishing a task, you're reinforcing your identity as a disciplined person. This shift takes time but becomes increasingly powerful. Eventually, maintaining discipline becomes less about forcing yourself to do difficult things and more about acting in alignment with who you see yourself to be. Even the most disciplined people face emotional turbulence. The difference is not that they don't experience stress, sadness, or overwhelm. It's how they respond to these emotions. Create if-then plans for emotional triggers. For example, if I feel too stressed to work on my project, then I will take a 10-minute walk before deciding what to do next. Or if I feel the urge to stress eat, then I will drink a glass of water and wait 5 minutes. These pre-decided responses create a buffer between emotion and action, giving your rational mind time to catch up. Remember that discipline doesn't mean ignoring your emotions. Sometimes the most disciplined choice is to process what you're feeling rather than pushing through. The key is making conscious choices rather than reactive ones. During crisis periods, focus on maintaining the minimum effective dose of your most important habits. This might mean shortening your workout, simplifying your healthy meals, or reducing your study time, but not eliminating these practices entirely. Let's talk about something that affects all of us daily: technology and its impact on our self-discipline. The average person checks their phone 96 times a day. That's once every 10 minutes of waking life. Each notification triggers a dopamine hit in our brain, creating addiction patterns that make sustained focus increasingly difficult. But technology itself isn't the enemy. It's how we use it that matters. Here are specific strategies to turn technology from a discipline destroyer into a discipline enhancer. First, conduct a digital declutter. Remove social media apps from your phone for 30 days. After this period, reintroduce only those that truly add value to your life and with strict usage rules. Use technology to limit technology. Apps like Freedom can block distracting websites during your focus hours. The Forest app plants a virtual tree that grows while you stay off your phone, but dies if you exit the app prematurely. Create physical distance from distractions. Charge your phone in another room while you sleep. Work in a different room from your TV. Simple environmental changes can dramatically reduce temptation. Finally, practice tech-free transitions. The first and last hour of your day should be device-free. This protects your most important mental space from external influences and gives your brain crucial downtime. Remember, in a world designed to steal your attention, protecting your focus is an act of rebellion and one of the highest forms of self-discipline. We often think of self-discipline as a solitary pursuit, but some of the most important applications are in our relationships with others. Relationship discipline means controlling your reactions during conflicts. It's easy to be disciplined when everything's going well, but the true test comes when someone pushes your buttons. Can you pause before responding? Can you choose your words carefully even when emotions run high? Practice the 24-hour rule for major relationship decisions or difficult conversations. Give yourself a full day to process emotions before acting on them. This simple buffer can prevent countless regrets. Discipline in relationships also means keeping your commitments, even small ones. When you say you'll call. When you promise to help, show up. These seemingly minor acts of reliability build trust over time. For parents, modeling self-discipline may be your most important legacy. Children learn not from what we say, but from what we do consistently. Your daily habits are creating their blueprint for life. And let's not forget the discipline of boundaries, knowing when to say no, even to good things, to protect what's most important. Sometimes the highest form of discipline is protecting your time and energy for those who matter most. We've covered a lot today, from overcoming common pitfalls to building powerful routines, creating accountability systems, shifting your identity, maintaining discipline during emotional times, mastering technology, and strengthening relationships through disciplined choices. Let me leave you with this thought. Self-discipline is freedom. It might seem paradoxical at first. How can restricting yourself create freedom? But think about it. The person who can control their impulses is free to choose their destiny rather than being controlled by momentary desires. The disciplined saver has the freedom to leave a job they hate. The disciplined exerciser has the freedom of mobility in old age. The disciplined communicator has the freedom of deeper relationships. True freedom doesn't come from doing whatever you feel like in the moment. It comes from the ability to direct your actions toward what truly matters. Remember that self-discipline isn't about perfection. It's about consistent effort and quick recovery when you fall short. It's about making intentional choices that align with your long-term vision, even when they're difficult in the moment. Now, I have a challenge for you. Choose one advanced tactic from today's video to implement this week. Just one. Master it before adding another. In the comments below, share which technique you're committing to and why. Also, share a moment from your past where self-discipline helped you succeed. Let's inspire each other with real examples of discipline in action. And if you found value in this video, hit that subscribe button because we might just have a part 3 coming where we'll explore how discipline transforms leadership, financial habits, and unlocks peak performance states. Until next time, remember, today's discipline is tomorrow's freedom.